Hello and welcome back to free Excel tutorial videos. For today's tutorial, I will show you how you can work with time calculations in Excel. So in my previous video, I have shown you how we can work with dates in Excel. So today we will focus on time. So we know that when we have a date input in Excel, Excel stores the data using a serial number. Okay, so we can see this serial number by using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl Shift tilde. Okay, so if I use this shortcut, you can see that Excel actually stores the date as this number, and Excel started counting the date from January 1st, 1900. Okay, so this serial number shows the amount of time that has elapsed since that beginning. Okay, so that is for dates, but for time, Excel starts counting from 12 midnight. Okay, so when it's 12 midnight, the serial number is 0. Okay, to understand time calculations, the key is to remember to enter the information for the time using the correct syntax. Okay, so this is great, and then for the format of the time, you need to use the correct format so when you want to calculate time. Okay, so the correct way to enter a time is you type in the number semicolon, which is this 6 is the hour, and let's use 15 minutes, and if you want any seconds, you just put another semicolon and type 37. Okay, and by default Excel will take the time as AM. Okay, so if I hit enter, the format of the time will be AM, as you can see up here. Okay, so if you want to enter PM, you need to put a space and then type PM. Okay, so hit enter, and you can see that the time changed to 1815, which is a 24-hour time format. Okay, so now let's take a look at a few functions related to time. Okay, we have the now function, which returns a serial number of the current date and time. Okay, so to use the function, it's just type equals now, and this function does not require any arguments, so just put a parenthesis and hit enter. So the current date is the 20th of August 2015, and the current time is 5:08. Okay, and we also have the time function, which returns the serial number of a certain time. Okay, so to use this, we need to give them the function 3 arguments. Okay, let's do it here. Equals time. As you can see, we have 3 arguments, so let's put 6, 15, 37, close parenthesis, and we have 6:15 AM. Okay, now what is most important to calculate time is to have a start time and an end time, and what we want to calculate is usually the difference. Okay, so it's very easy to calculate the difference between 2 times. Obviously, we need to have the start time and the end time, and to calculate the difference, we just need to use a very simple formula, which is taking the end time and minus the start time. Okay, as you can see this formula over here, and in most cases this will work. But if you can see it at this example over here, we have 3:12 PM, and our end time is actually earlier than our start time. Okay, which means we get an error over here. Okay, and this is because Excel is confused. As you can see here, the starting time is in the afternoon, but the end time is in the next morning. Okay, this is what we want to calculate, but Excel thinks we made a mistake. So our ending time is earlier than our starting time, but in fact what we want to calculate is exactly these 2 different times. Okay, so the correct way to calculate this time is to use an additional function, which is the if function. So I have an if function over here. So the if function requires a logical test. Okay, so the logical test is if my, let me make this a little bit bigger. So if the logical test, my end time is later than my start time, okay, I want, if the value if true, I want to add a single day to my end time. Okay, if the value is false, I want just to put the end time over here, and then I will deduct this from the start time, as you can see here. Okay, so we have the end time, which is earlier than the start time, and because this logical test is true, I want the function to plus a day in the formula, and then we minus it from the start time. Okay, so the difference is 13 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, so you see the key to understand time calculation is in Excel is to understand how Excel stores time, the correct way to input the times in Excel, and also most importantly using the right format and certain functions to help you to do the calculation. Okay, so that's it for this video. I will see you in the next video.